G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today what we're going to go through is the Melbourne Demons team review for today's video. Going into the 2026 AFL season for SuperCoach. If you haven't checked out the other videos that I've done, go check them out after this video, or if you want to click off now and go check them out, go check them out. Yeah, should be worth it. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on some of these teams and players who I think will be a good pick, who I think will be dud picks. But yeah, let's jump straight into it. But before we do that, we go to Nerds for Life. If you haven't seen the past videos, we're literally just reading Nerds for Life on Twitter. Go chuck him a follow. He is a legend. If you haven't been on top of what he's been doing, he literally just gathers all the preseason training notes that, you know, track watchers go over and summarize. He just puts into a bunch of notes and he publishes it out for the SuperCoach community to read, which is really good. So look, I'm really excited for Melbourne because they have an interesting season going up ahead. I think a lot of teams are putting them like below, but look, I don't think they're going to be as bad as people think, but I don't think they're going to be as good. I don't think they're going to get 10th, which is where you're kind of supposed to be aiming for now with these new dumb, you know, wild card rules, which now every team is doing since the NBA did it. Anyways, that's my thoughts and opinions on the rules. But yeah, I don't think they'll make 10th, but I don't think they'll be bottom 4. So they'll be around that 11th to, 14th area, in my opinion. Anyways, let's have a read. Mind you, this was November of last year. First of 4 years, players returned for most of the clubs. Some of the senior talent and new recruits. Steele, Heath, Jath, Myercheck started their journey at the new club. It's one we kept a close eye out on the summer for SuperCoach teams. Former college basketball and Category B rookie Oscar Berry has started with the main group as well. Myercheck was on light duties, recovers from a foot injury sustained last year. Gorn was absent as well, from what I found. So that was on the 11th. And now this, what was it, 29th, 16, 22. Yeah, cool. This was on the 5th of December. So quite a bit to read. Bowie, Viney, McAdam, Henderson, Matthews are the rehab group on stationary bikes or running on their own. Adams, absent from the session this week. Rivers showed his ability to compete in the inside contests, tackling the whole session and looked great. Gorn isn't slowing down yet based on the match simulation played on Tom Campbell. Cully was the standout, perform in the middle. Is he the one who benefits most of the Melbourne's midfield departures? Keziah Pickett was on fire. Session focused on Bournemouth, and we know what this guy can do. Harvey Langford impressed in a number of plays during the session. Kalani White, clean skills and played forward and a bit of ruck, but was out-muscled by Heath, who looked really good, Xavier Taylor kicking was sharp with clean use of a footy, can run all day. Onley took an impressive strong mark and showed his speed around the ground. Lever appears fit. Jath is exciting off half back, one to keep an eye out for that role. John McDonald is flying early, fit, and their best defender on the day. Nice. Still impressed, but didn't do anything too exciting. We know what he can do. Myercheck led well up forward and looks over his injury issues. Melksham came off sore, but returned later. So I know we've got to read 3 more, but 2 main ones before you guys go, oh, well, you know, you haven't mentioned this. Jake Bowie's missing the first half of the season, or not first half, like the first, I think, couple of weeks because of that injury that he picked up pre-season. That's why he's in the rehab group. And then Jake Cully, unfortunately, it's the day I'm recording on the 6th. He broke his arm. So I'm probably not going to be seeing him for a very long time, probably halfway through the year, which is really unfortunate. So hopefully for a smooth and swift recovery for him. Very annoying for the people who had him and then wanted to go with that pod play with Cully because he looks good in the middle. But if it's with the guys that have him had him and look, we're a bit confused or a bit like, I had question marks over it. The question marks are done. You can take him out of your squad. All right, this is December 22nd, so later in the December month. Rehab group didn't participate in the match simulation. Melksham, Langdon, Turner, May, Gorn, and Langford. Myercheck, Viney, Jath, Henderson, Xavier, Lindsay also didn't take part in the match sim. were doing circuit work inside. Gawn did do ruck drills prior to that, has been running in other sessions as well. He took part of the full ground after the match sim. Langford and Langdon also took part in the full ground drills after the simulation wearing non-contact vests. Rivers, Steele, Windsor were the inside mids for the blue team. Appears to be the main group. Carly, Sparrow, Pickett were in the inside mids for the white team. Tom Sparrow, very interesting. Onley, Colt on the wings. Colt moved forward later. Windsor was a standout in the elite running, use of the footy. Still needs to work on his inside game, though. Pickett was another standout who's inside work, tackling and outside run, impressed on lookers. Does he see more mid-time in 2026? Absolutely, in my opinion. Xavier Taylor's intercept marking on display and played for the blue team, reads the ball well and clean with the footy. Heath and Campbell were the main rucks for the session. Campbell seemed to have won the battle. Kalani White played forward for the blue team, but competed in the ruck drills prior to the match with Gawn, Campbell, and Heath. Van Rooyen was very impressive up forward for the blue team as well. Fritsch forward for the white team. Carly found the footy and converted up forward. Salem moving the ball smoothly across half back. Interesting notes hit there. We're nearly done. Got two more. So this was January 16th. Windsor, 283k defender, continues to stand out in the mid-roll, tackling, showing his outside game ability. So it'll be interesting to see him coming off half-back potentially. Cully, 291k mids, looks to be fit in making an impact in 2026. Unfortunately, out for the season though. Salem, 494k defender, looks good in the regular role, looks fit as well. Pickett, 494k as well, forward mid, looks as fit as ever and is training with the mids. Steele, 510 mid. Just what we like. Still yet to see what the midfield look like when Jack Viney is available, though. Adams, 119k defender, impressed on lookers with the precise kicking under pressure. Latrell Pickett, 154k forward, was fantastic starting forward and pushing into the stoppages. Jack continues to show signs that he's got a distribution role at halfback. Video circling online looked good, one to watch. Lindsay, 273k. Took part in the whole session, which is good to see after being managed over summer so far. Heath took on Aidan Johnson, the ruck battle. Campbell, Gawn, Melksham, Myercheck, Matthews, Viney, Henderson, Sharp, McAdam. Moniz, Wakefield were limited into running session. Meanwhile, Bailey, Laurie, and Bowie weren't sighted outside at all. Wow, that's a pretty decent list, not we're doing a limitation of the running session. All right, so probably the bigger one that we want to focus on here. Pickett, another strong showing in the middle. Nice. Xavier Taylor cross halfback. Interesting. Jake Lever, 355k defender, looks strong in defence. Onley is used at half full, but previously had wing duties in other simulations. Had some pace. Kalani White, 99k ruck forward, played forward again. Cully, 291k mid, rotated CBA. Midfield and forward looked good again. But obviously he's injured. Pickett, impressed onlookers with his speed and skill. A play for an early debut, not a pussy for an early debut. Caleb Windsor, 283k defender, played through the midfield again. Gawn still isn't participating in match simulations, is taking part of running drills though. Langford's played inside mid and was clean with disposals, looked solid. And pushed for goal as well. Wow, that took about nearly 10 minutes to get through that all. Sorry if I'm a slow reader. I'm horrible. It's not my strong suit in school. But let's get into it with defenders. Jake Bowie, we kind of already talked about, 0% of going with him. He's injured at the start of the year. We don't really need to go for him. Christian Salem's interesting because 1% have gone with him. And he's looking well, just reading off those notes. Coming off halfback, really nice. I'm not going to go with him because I don't like taking too big of a risk. So, look, I think he's a decent option, but not for SuperCoach. 91 average. It probably could get to 100, but look, it'd probably stay at the same considering there's a lot of defenders that average quite a bit. Stephen May, we're going to say no. They are probably on the way out with him. This was last year at Melbourne. I think everyone can see it, but probably not someone to go for, obviously. Trent Rivers, 2% have gone with him. 446k defender. Not horrible. Like he could be a good pod play coming through the middle. Normally halfbackers do look good when they go into the middle, but I think Trent Rivers looks better coming off halfback personally. But by the sounds of it, that they're going to be playing Salem, Bowie. They've got Jaff as well. Caleb Windsor goes halfback. Like they've got quite a few players, so they probably will play Rivers in the middle. Tom McDonald, 404K. Not worth it. 0% of go with him. Same with Disco Turner. Even though he did well in defence last year, you're going to go no with him. Jath is interesting. 358K. 4% of people have got him. It's a nice pod play. I think I was talking about it with Connor McDonald for Hawthorn in the forward video, the one that I just recorded before. He'll be nice. I think it's a good option, but also just remember there can be that risk. There's so many guys coming off halfback, and it seems like Jath is one of those guys, but you look at these guys like Salem, Rivers, like they're going to be stealing points off him. McDonald, Disco Turner, and May, obviously. Bowie, when he comes back, will steal points. So it'll be interesting to see where Jath goes in that mix. Jake Lever, obviously with a no, 355K defender. 2% have gone with Caleb Windsor, which is interesting. I don't mind it. I'm just not going to have a risk on it personally. Midfield, 6% of people have gone with Jack Steele. Look, I think his best days are gone. I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. Like, he was the number 1, number 2 guy at St Kilda last year. People did start with him as well. The year before, he went in 108, so that was probably his year. Then, previous years, 109, 126, 122. His best days are over. This is his 12th season in the AFL, so he's 29, 30. I know he's got still quite a bit to give, but look, I don't think he's going to be that good. I don't think he's going to be worth it because awkward guys at his price, unless you know that they're going to be having a breakout year, kind of like an Adam Chera almost, but if not, we need a bit better than that, where he can be in that M8 area. That's fine to go with. But in my opinion, I don't think he's going to get there. Jack Viney, at 471K, you're going to say no. 0% have gone with him. Ed Langdon, no one's gone with him. Langford, 5% have gone with Langford, which is interesting. I think he's a better option than Steele. I think he'll make you money and he'll average more. He'll get you more points on the board. I reckon an 85 average at best or at most, which he's making just under 100K. So not a terrible option to go for, but I like some other guys. You're paying 5K more for Young, paying 50K. You can pay 50K less for Darcy Parish, who I think are the best 2 options in my opinion. I probably mentioned them way too much. Jai Cully injured, unfortunately. Xavier Lindsay would be interesting. 1% have gone with him. We'll see how the pre-season games go. And Riley, only 2% have gone with him. Obviously, there's quite a few notes up here by Nerds for Life. Yeah, look, don't know. Will he be an option? Could be. Who knows? Rucks, we've got Gawn, Heath, Campbell, and Whites. We've got 4 different rucks. 18% of the competition have gone with Gawn. Fair enough. He's been a well-established ruck for over a decade now. Like, I think he's he's just behind Tristan Cherry. I like what Tristan Cherry does a little bit more than Max Gawn, in my opinion. That's another discussion for another day. But for Max Gawn, playing 23 games a year, but he has had an interrupted preseason. So could we see a bit of an interrupted season in general for him? I'm not sure. We can have a look at the games, the preseason games too, to get a bit of a grasp, but I've got a feeling that they're not going to play with him. Max Heath, 1% have gone with him. I probably don't trust these other guys. They will play, I reckon, a second ruck to be just a bit interesting. Who knows? They might play Gawn a bit more forward because I like my check. The addition to my check's not bad. It's a bit of a nothing play in my opinion. But, well, I mean, the more that I think about it, it's probably a bit better just to get another guy up forward. So Gawn could probably go in there and help Van Ruin out as well. 0% have gone with Campbell and 28% with Kalani White. I've got him in my team. He's got an okay chance of actually playing, but maybe we have to wait halfway through the year. Great loop option for ruck forward, 99K. That's what you want. The guys have gone Liam Reedy on their bench. Easy spot as well, especially if you've got a guy like I've got Tim English, for example. It'll be a great option if you swapped. I mean, actually, I think Carlton has the same buys, the Dogs. But just an example, if it's a different one, like, I don't know, Jared Wicks, for example, you can easily play Liam Reedy, swap him with Kalani White. I did not want to click on your profile with all due respect, and then have Tim English on the bench. Or you can have him as a loop, to be fair. But you can definitely play another guy, is my point. That's the Rucks forwards. Josiah Pickett, 16% have gone with him. I don't mind it. I don't have him personally. If I could, I would. He can definitely be the best 6 players at the end of the season. And to see that 16% have gone with him is nice, I'll be honest. I think it's a good point of difference as well. Like, I know 16% isn't quite pod. Like, it's more towards, like, you know, like uncommon. Then common's like, you know, 50%. But going back to how he actually plays, he's definitely going to get more midfield minutes, in my opinion, especially with Petrarca and Oliver out. It just opens up so much more for Melbourne and what they can do. Jai Culley's going to be out for the whole not the whole year, half the season. So that's even more minutes available for Melbourne. You think Harvey Langford gets in the middle. You think I think Langdon and Lindsay in the middle on the wings. So you got Steele, Viney, and Langford. Who's coming in the middle? Keziah Pickett. You've probably got Trent Rivers coming through. Got some other guys. Got, like, they play Tom Sparrow as well. They've got a bunch of different options to go with, but also at the same time, when I try and say that, it's kind of limited as well. Like, if you look at the mids here, you can only choose 8. Can't even choose bloody 11 for Melbourne. They've got 22 forwards, which is insane. Going back to him, Pickett, definitely love the pick. I'm not going to go for him because I'm prioritising money in my midfield and defence. But if you're going with Pickett, fair enough. I wish I could be you. Cade Chandler, going to say no. 0% of people are going with him. To be honest, 0% are going with everyone in this forward line, which tells you why you shouldn't really be going for many Melbourne forwards except for Keziah Pickett. So Chandler, Fritsch, Myercheck, Melksham, Van Ruin, Sparrow and Petty. I mean, Sparrow could be interesting because he has played a little bit of midfield minutes. I don't think he'll act like he's not going to be a guy that's going to be making you money necessarily, but he won't he's not going to be making you money, and he's not going to get you enough points early on in the season. You get 7K away from Darcy Parish. Just pay up for that. But for the other guys, just don't go for them. Like, there's no point. Like, an average of 50s and 60s and a couple of 70s, just not worth it, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's about it there. Let's have a look at guys that I've missed before I let you guys go. Blake Howes, 269K, played 12 games last year. Could be an option, but I don't think he's a guy that you'll want. You got Henderson and Tholstrup and Johnson. So they're your, was it last year or the year before rookies? So I think it's their second and third year. I think Johnson and Henderson's their second, Tholstrup third. And you've got better options around that price, so just wouldn't go with them there. Xavier Taylor. Now, it's 12% have got him. It's hard for me to go for him personally. You've got so many guys in front of him. You got one, two, like Bowley's injured. So you've got Salem, Rivers, May, McDonald, Turner, Jath, Lever. It's a pretty tall lineup, to be fair. And Xavier Taylor is around that height of a Disco Turner as well. I just don't think that there's enough space for him to be there, unfortunately. I wish he went to Richmond, but at the same time, I think we're pretty fine with defenders. But he can come in 4 years. That's all right. Harry Sharp played 18 games last year. I think he was wing forward, but look, don't go with him, I'll be honest. Latrell Pickett might be a good option, honestly. 5% have got him, 154K. There's a lot of rookie options at that forward spot, including Pickett. And I reckon he could be exciting, honestly. Not a bad option, in my opinion. Manise Wakefield. I actually had him for quite a decent chunk of the preseason. Probably about maybe 3 weeks ago, I got rid of him. Just because there was some guys popping up. His name wasn't popping up as much. He's had an ACL injury in all of 2025, didn't play. But he could play halfback. But at the same time, it's going to be hard to come back off an ACL, and you're behind Jake Bowie, who will probably come around, round 4 potentially, and Trent Rivers. and Christian Salem, who's done well, and Jath, who's a pretty solid halfback option as well. When he comes in, and hopefully he gets a nice run of games, if there's an injuries galore thing going on with Melbourne, I would probably pick him up. I'm not going to lie. My mate's pretty high on him, so I'm going to definitely do my research on him. Matthew Jefferson, going to say no. Jet Adams, no. Campbell already said no. Kenfield, no. Laurie, McAdam, Mentha, no. Matthews, Berry, and Onley. I mean, Onley's the only guy that'll go for in those 9K options as well. Kalani White as your R3. Oscar Berry, going to say no to. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. It was a lot of talking from me, unfortunately. My mouth is going to get dry. I need another little glass of whiskey. I've been slurring a little bit. That's probably why. But yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for me, like I said. Let me know if there's any guys that I didn't talk about enough, or if there's guys I've talked about too much and you don't really like it. Let me know about anything, because I think Melbourne's an interesting team to watch, because a lot of people have got their eye on Jack Steele, Harvey Langford, Jai Cully. They did until he got his injury. Trent Rivers, people have got, and Jath have got their eye on, especially the two Picketts. And then obviously Gawn and Kalani White as well. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Melbourne, how they're going to do as well. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.